Today is the series finale of the Kajai Stokes Road to Glory here on College Football 26. Today we'll be going through KJ's senior season, where we look to finally get over the hump and hopefully contend for a national championship. Last time around, we made the tough decision to leave Tulane and transfer within the state to LSU. And individually, we had a great season. 94 tackles, 33 for a loss, 8 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries. We had an amazing season. The problem is the team was not very good. We only went 7-6 despite being ranked in the top 5 in the preseason. I took home a lot of individual awards and played really well. I was the best defensive player in college football. But our offense sucked, flat out. And that's the reason why this team severely underperformed, maybe the most disappointing team in the country. Going from number 4 in the preseason polls to barely making a bowl game. As good as I was, and the rest of the defense as well, the offense was just pathetic. We had great seasons on this side of the ball. Courtney Coker, 13.5 sacks. Gabriel Relaford had 9. But the quarterback play was just not good between Jaron Kiwi, Sonia Pulete, and then the freshman Eric Schuster who replaced him when he got injured. So we've got another decision to make. We could leave for the NFL. I'm certainly good enough. That would also create for a pretty boring video. I could stay at LSU, or I can go back into the transfer portal. Given the year we had at LSU, I just don't see that team competing for a title. We could go back to Tulane, run it back for one more year, or we could pick a different school, and we can start anywhere we want except for Kentucky, who just won the national championship. There were a few different places I ultimately thought about going to in the portal. I looked at Oregon, my favorite team. I'm a little bit biased. I do think their roster's in a good spot. Juju Lewis, really good at quarterback. I took a look at Clemson in the ACC. They're going to lose some pieces on offense, but I like their group. I like their quarterback as well with Joe James. The ultimate tiebreaker for me, though, is getting to play against LSU. And I know I can do that at Alabama. We're going to Tuscaloosa. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Now, their quarterback position is a little shaky. I'm hoping they get someone in the portal, or maybe one of these guys takes a big leap. But I think Alabama gives us the perfect balance of what we're looking for. Kalen DeBoer, no longer the head coach. They now have Steve Sarkisian, which I like. As a Duck fan, I'm not a huge fan of Kalen DeBoer. The 2023 Oregon team was probably my favorite ever, so I will never get over Kalen DeBoer beating them twice. Regardless, we're going to Alabama. I think this is a really good landing spot for us. I feel like I'm not running from the grind, which I know is a little bit weird when we're talking about Alabama, but they did not have a great season last year, so I feel like I'm picking a team who has an uphill battle, but can absolutely contend for a championship. Now we have to pick a jersey number. We're, of course, going to roll with a single digit. Number 1 is available, and I thought about it, but Jamison Williams wore number 1 here. Jahmyr Gibbs wore number 1. We're not passing those two guys in terms of aura. We are going to be far behind them. So instead, I decided to pick a different number. I've got number 2 as an option. I think number 4 was available as well. None of the numbers we've worn previously. 7 at LSU, 5 at Tulane, 3 with the Golden State Warriors. So I decided to pick number 2. I don't want to follow in JMO or Jameer's shadow because, well, those two guys are too cool. I'm not going to pass them. It looks like they did add some competition to the quarterback room through the portal, and I like the talent that this team has defensively. So I think this is something we can work with. I have 23 skill points to use. Now that I'm a senior, I have no reason to save these, so we're going to use them now. I'm going to start with house call. I want to get that first interception this year. I still want to focus on the pass rushing, though, given that's our strength. And I'm going to put 14 into quickness as well. Try to get that athleticism up. I think I'm going to save the rest of my points to go for power. Try to add to my strength and hit power. Let's take a look at our schedule. We're going to have an early test right off the bat in South Bend against number 8 Notre Dame. The game I have circled is Week 8. We're playing against LSU, obviously a big-time rival. I knew Alabama was going to play against LSU, and I want to get revenge on the Tigers for ruining my junior season. Another positive about Alabama is that we don't really have to study much because, well, it's the University of Alabama. The acceptance rate probably starts with the number 9, so I don't really have to try in class. Let's get this show on the road. Headed to South Bend. Number 8, Notre Dame is our first game as a senior. We are being thrusted into the deep end here at Alabama, and I'm here for it. Let's give this team a challenge. Let's see what they're made of on the road against a top 10 opponent. Let's see what KJ can do kicking off his final season of collegiate eligibility. We've had 3 really good seasons at Tulane and LSU, but we're looking for the team's success. We made it to the playoffs as a freshman with Tulane, have not gotten back there since. The decision to transfer to LSU did not work out. Hopefully, we are a little bit more lucky. Here is a senior at Alabama. And if we don't end up making the playoffs, then the haters can laugh at me. So I really hope that doesn't happen because I have an ego to maintain. All right, our opening defensive possession, it looks like we turned the ball over immediately. That's why they had this great field position. So the offense is already off to a phenomenal start. This is going to be a long year, isn't it? Notre Dame moving it in the red zone, and just as they get close, Coach Sark takes us out of the game. I don't really know why. Notre Dame only gets a field goal, though, and then we would tack on nothing. This was a mistake, wasn't it? I think we're just a cancer to every offense we go to. As I get thrown on my backside by one of the offensive linemen, playing in the SEC, playing against great teams like Notre Dame, there's going to be some challenges. Oh my goodness, we just got our ankles broken. This has been a really rough start individually. Although I will say, Stokes always struggles the first game of the year. He did it twice at Tulane, did it last year against LSU, and he's doing it again here against Notre Dame. At least we sent some pressure there. Alabama kicked a field goal on their previous drive. We would add another one here, so at least we're winning 6-3. Up the middle, caught. Not going to be enough for a first down, though. Good stop. Our team defense is doing good, despite the fact that I have done nothing so far. As it's still 6-3 with just a few seconds left in the second quarter. Notre Dame looking for one more big play. And it looks like they are maybe going to get it. That could put them into field goal range. It'd be a long kick. Give or take around 56 yards. We'll see if they go for it. And ultimately, they would be unsuccessful. So it remains 6-3. Notre Dame does start with the ball here in the second half. Not a lot of offense. I don't want to jump the gun. It's only one half. But not encouraging. Oh my goodness, I got my ankles broken again. This is becoming a problem. I'm not playing well. The offense is not playing well. Eek. Slow start. Dropped pass on third down. I thought I was going to get the tackle, but we got the stop, so that works. The offense scores a touchdown. It's 13-3 as the QB gets wrecked behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll make it a 3rd down and 10. I like seeing that the offense is playing better. The team defense still looking good. QB looks to throw it. Scrambles around. Solid coverage by Stokes as we are there to help with the tackle, although we really were the only one who made the play. Alabama scores another touchdown. Maybe we do have an offense. It's 20-3 into the 4th. Stokes with pressure. Not going to get the sack there. We've been close, though, a few times so far in this game. On the blitz. There we go. KJ in the backfield. First sack of the year. First sack as a member of the Alabama Crimson Tide in what is a 17-point lead. 3rd and 10 now for Notre Dame. Hoping for anything here. Now down by 20 with a minute and a half to go. Our offense has leveled up here in the second half as the defense gets another stop. That'll make it a 4th down. They hurry back to the line. Obviously, they're going to go for it here. What do you have to lose down by 20? Stokes on the blitz. Blocked late by the running back. It is caught. Okay, hold on. Good throw by David McComb, who in real life is a true freshman at Kansas. Obligatory rock chalk. With 5 seconds left, they're going to throw us in here for one more play. Presumably the final play of the game. As McComb calls for a switch at the line. They're going to run the ball. I don't really see the point of that. And they're going to call a timeout. Why? You're down by 20. 2 seconds left. They're going to go for one more play. McComb for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. I guess we're not going to see it the celebration. Chris Paul cuts the lead to 43. The score really doesn't do the game justice. It really feels like we were in control. Maybe a slow start, but the offense was rolling in the second half. And even though I had a quiet game individually, our team defensively looked really good. I mean, we didn't allow a touchdown until the very last play of the game. Quarterback play was not great, which is not ideal, but if Terrence Durbin plays better, then this team could be really impressive. I was pretty bad, minus the sack, but look at my name. Team Captain Star. That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess as the middle linebacker, as a senior, I should be the team captain, but it's good that I've commanded respect of my new teammates despite hopping to my third school in 3 years. With that, we get set for the home opener here in Tuscaloosa. Our matchup here in week 2 is going to be a little bit easier. After traveling to Notre Dame last week, we will be playing against FCS West today. Last year when I played against an FCS team at LSU, I think I had like 11 tackles, 5 for a loss, played really, really well. Maybe I'm just a bad teams merchant. Who are we kidding? Kajai Stokes in the Warriors series is 1 game away from winning an NBA championship. That can't be true. So let's get this show on the road, hoping for a better individual performance than last time. Early tackle to get things started. Not a bad way to open things up. The team's already ahead 7-0, so the offense is off to a good start, carrying over the momentum from last week as we get the interception. I'm happy for my teammate making the play there, but when will it be my turn? It's been over 3 years. I get I've become like a hybrid edge rusher, which Alabama is using us as such. I've got to get 1 pick. We'll take another sack, though, in the backfield, bringing down the quarterback. There is an off chance we could at least be in the neighborhood of the all-time college football sack record. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Nice play and run defense, bringing down the back. And already we have had a very active first half in a game our team is now up 27-7. Another sack. Felix Newcomb brings him down. We've got a relentless defensive line. I think I make every defensive line I play with better and every offense I play with worse. Final play of the half, another sack. They will give us half a sack there, although I kind of just tapped the quarterback. Number 99 did that all on his own. That'll wrap up a dominant first half for the Tide. 27-7. I don't know if LSU scored 27 points in a game last year. I'm not even saying that as a joke. I'm genuinely serious. I don't think we ever scored higher than this. I get it's an FCS opponent, but still, I'm going to choose to enjoy it. We've scored like 40-some points over the last 4 quarters. Another sack for KJ. 2.5 today. 3.5 on the year. Even though we have not done a lot in run support or in coverage so far, we're putting up some good pass rush numbers. Up the middle. Oh, that was our chance! Went right over my shoulders. I thought I was going to pick it off. No! 30-7 now, 3.5 to go in the 4th. Under pressure, we're going to get another sack. Felix Newcomb, his 3rd of the game. I think he's really good. I think number 99, Merriman, I think his name is, he's really good as well at defensive tackle. 2nd and 17, Stokes with the pressure. They said great zone coverage, even though I completely abandoned my zone just so I could blitz. I guess I'll take it. 3rd down and 3 now for FCS. Under pressure, Stokes with another hit. They will complete the pass, though. Is it enough for the first down? It is not. They're going to go no huddle. Look to go for it here on 4th down. As the QB looks to throw it, here I am in zone. Unable to get towards the receiver to jar it away. And FCS West gets the first down. A nice throw by Andrew Beebe. That's pretty much all she wrote. They ended up scoring again with us out of the game. And still, a 30-13 win against an FCS opponent. Doesn't look that impressive in the grand scheme of things, but we really took our pedal off the metal in the second half. 2.5 sacks for Stokes, 3 for Newcomb. He was even better than me. So that'll bring us into week number 3. We've moved up to number 3 in the rankings. We were like 13th when the season has started, so clearly a lot of pandemonium atop college football. Only Georgia and Ohio State sit ahead of us, and we're going to play Georgia pretty soon. But we've got Oklahoma State. They're 0-2. They're not great. Not as much of a gimme game as what we had, say, last week, but not some great team either. I'm curious to see how we perform here. Again, looking to finish the non-con slate strong. And then after our non-conference games, we have a bye week, and then we go to Athens to play against Georgia. So that'll be a really interesting turnaround for us. Oklahoma State starting with the football at around the 39-yard line. Stokes gets by the tackle, nearly another sack. 3.5 sacks through 2 games is pretty good, but I've had so many almost sacks. We've sent a lot of pressure this year. The pressure rate's got to be really high. NFL teams take a note of it. Stokes making some plays early, though, as a tackle, bringing down the running back there at around the 50, a little bit past. 3rd and 7 now. QB going deep for the heavens. It's intercepted. Now I've got a block. No block, no rock. I don't think I helped my defensive back there, though. I think I kind of ran into him. It's my road to glory, not his. We ended up scoring off the turnover. It's 7-0. Under pressure, Stokes off the blitz. Another sack. I thought the running back was going to try to pick me up. He didn't do it quick enough. And I think he was a little bit too far back. I practically brought him and the QB down. That was a third down stop as well. Offense gets it back, scores a touchdown. Am I playing with a really good team? I'm not used to this, although I kind of got busted there in coverage. That'll be a first down. Arnold Lawrence with the throw. Any relations to our good friend Lawrence Arnold by chance? Hopefully not, because this dude, unlike Lawrence Arnold, sucks. He's intercepted again. We're going to send it to the house for a pick six, and it's 24-0 Alabama. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Look at us go. The offense is balling. The defense is balling. It's 31-0 now. We scored again. Another sack, and Stokes picks. Actually, I don't think we picked it up. Somebody else did. That's big number 99, Akeem Merriman, who I believe forces and recovers the fumble. This kid is a baller, and this team looks unstoppable. After the strip sack takeaway by Merriman, we would tack on a field goal, and it's now 34-0. Is this what it's like to play for a winner? We're not even halfway through the third. Another sack for the defense. This is unbelievable. This pass rush is relentless. Third down and 16 for Oklahoma State. Stokes with the pressure around the edge. Arnold goes deep, and it is... Oh, damn. It was caught. Might be the first good play for Oklahoma State the entire game. They ended up tacking on a touchdown out of it, 34-7. I'm a little surprised Coach Sark has not brought in the backups yet, as it's a screen. This is my time to shine, or not. I mean, I pushed him out of bounds, though. I stopped him from getting the first down, so I guess we'll take it. 4th and 4, Oklahoma State has no reason not to go for it. Under pressure, Arnold Lawrence is sacked. Akeem Merriman, his third of the game. What a stud at defensive tackle. This kid is a game wrecker. We'll simulate... Oh, nope. I thought we were going to be done for the day. Apparently not. 37-7. Sark is still keeping us in the game. Looks deep. Oh, wow. Nice catch. A late touchdown for the Pokes. Don't think that'll be enough, though. Although they did end up bringing us back into the game again, interestingly enough. 37-14. Another sack for Stokes. And I think that will probably be it. 2 sacks today for Stokes. I believe we are at 5.5 through the first 3 games of the year. Alabama playing as good as anyone to start the season. 37-14. And again, we could have won this game by more. But in the second half, we ultimately ended up slowing down. I'm not getting a lot of tackles so far. I haven't been very good in run defense. Coverage has been iffy, but the pass rush has been really good. Now, interestingly, our starting quarterback, Terrence Durbin, got hurt. Zach Schlurth comes in. He ends up doing really well. Defensively, this kid, Akeem Merriman, had 4 sacks. He's a 71 overall? What in the world? This guy's game-wrecking in the SEC for Alabama as a 71? How did he get into the starting lineup? This is Alabama, not Alabama State. I mean, obviously, he's really good. I'm not complaining, but geez. 71 overall doing this. We've got a big 3 with Uz, Newcomb, and now Stokes. 31.5 sacks in my career. The all-time record is 45, set by the late, great Jalen Ferguson back, I think, in 2018. So we have a lot of work if we want to get there. But at this current pace of nearly 2 sacks per game, it could happen. Now, it's obviously going to be an uphill battle. So because of that, I'm going to want to get stronger. I'm going to want to get more physical. I've been saving up for this power upgrade. We're going to use some skill points there. Now a 91 overall as we get set for our final non-conference game of the year against Ohio. Not Ohio State, just Ohio. The Ohio Bobcats are headed to Tuscaloosa to face off against the Tide. I'm surprised Alabama didn't have one of those late games against an FCS team like they do every year. As Stokes gets the 3rd down tackle on Jamario Brink. Interesting decision to go for a delayed handoff on 3rd and 12, but okay, you do you. Alabama already leads 7-0. The original starter who got hurt last week, Terrence Durbin, is back as Stokes is in the backfield for a sack. 6.5 on the year for KJ, bringing down the quarterback. The impressive run of sack production continues, but Ohio is kind of moving the ball down the field. On first down, they'll go to the running back. Stokes from behind with the tackle for loss. Got to get more active in the run game. Good seeing him make plays like that, catching up to the back and bringing him down. Into the second quarter now. Stokes off the blitz. There's another. Second sack of the game. 7.5 on the year. I think we had 8 all of last year, and that in and of itself was a good number. We're about to pass that before getting into SEC play. This is pretty impressive. Now under 2 minutes to go in the half. I will say the offense hasn't given us a whole lot, but we haven't needed to. The defense has been terrific. Another sack. Stokes helps bring down the quarterback. 2.5 sacks for KJ. 34 seconds left. Stokes sends more pressure. Another half sack for KJ. It says 4 sacks on the thing. We really only have 3 because of the 2 halves. But still, this is insane. More pressure. Fumble. And it's picked up by Ohio. But this pass rush is unbelievable right now. This poor Bobcat offensive line is getting obliterated. As we end up getting the stop on 3rd and 24. Is this quarterback going to be able to walk tomorrow? Poor soul into the second half. Still 7-0. Another sack for Stokes. We're up to 4. As good of a defensive performance as this has been, not just for me individually, but the entire team, the fact that we're only up now by 14 is a little off, but at least the offense scored again. As the quarterback keeps it, Stokes in the backfield once more. 5 sacks for KJ Stokes. I think that's double-digit sacks on the year. I've lost count at this point. This is wild. 2nd and 16. We're in coverage on this play. Stokes in the backfield. Quarterback has to get rid of it. I thought we were going to bring him down yet again. 3rd down and 16 now for Ohio. Looking to throw it. That one up the middle. Broken up. Defense gets the stop. As good of team defensive performances as we've seen in this series, this has to be the best one. Largely because of me with my 5 sacks. Another play in the backfield. Not a tackle for loss, but still an impressive hit on the back. We've had a good game in run defense. I know that's not really relevant with the 20 gazillion sacks we have. There's another one for the Alabama defense. 3rd down and 23. Now for Ohio, we're back in as an edge rusher. We've been abusing this poor left tackle here at Ohio. Unblocked. Get by the running back. Hit as he throws it. It's intercepted. I thought I was going to get sack number 6 there. Unfortunately, it does not happen. But that play does result in another turnover. And I imagine that'll probably be it for our day. This poor quarterback looks injured. I'm surprised it took him this long. I think he got sacked maybe 12 times in this game. Yeah, 12 as we win 21-0. I wish the offense played a little bit better, but like with how good the defense played, it's hard to be picky. Gonna have to move the ball better in SEC play against Georgia, but I'm not too upset. The team played really well individually. I played really well. 9 tackles, 7 for a loss, 5 sacks. Chantrell Lewis, 2.5. He's a 72. Who are these people on the field for us, and why are they so good? Durbin statistically had a good game, I will say, while Denzel Molinaro not so much, although it was not entirely his fault. The offensive line was pretty bad. Finally, we win a Player of the Week. The SEC Defensive Player of the Week. We don't win the national one, though. Why is that? 4 interceptions for Davion Kerr. Fair enough. I can't argue against 4 picks. We have a bye week here in week 5. I think that comes at a pretty good time. Gets us an extra week off and an extra week of preparation against number 8, 3-1 Georgia. We're playing some great football so far. Ranked number 2, 4-0. We're blowing everybody out. Stokes has 10.5 sacks individually on the year. But now we get to the real test, the SEC play. We lost to Georgia, not last year, but 2 years ago at Tulane. If you remember, they do have the new quarterback. Their previous guy left for the NFL. Sending early pressure, unable to bring him down. It results in a big gain for the Dogs. We can continue to be aggressive as a pass rusher, but we also have to be smart. This is not the University of Ohio we're playing against. Quarterback on the read option. Stokes helps bring him down, although he kind of dragged himself there for a while. Into the second quarter, trailing 7-3, as the quarterback Gabe Averill sends a strike up the middle, and the Georgia offense is moving it pretty well. Averill's been pretty good up to this point. They ended up scoring another touchdown. It's 14-3 late in the half. Short throw for the running back. Not going to get him much. Are we going to get credit for the tackle? No, which is fair. We probably shouldn't. We didn't really contribute there. 3rd and 13. Averill looks to throw it. And we got it! It's intercepted! Go! 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 Stokes! A pick six! We finally got the first interception, and it goes for a touchdown in a huge spot in this game, no less. We were down 14-3. We needed a lot of momentum, and we got it. We perfectly bait the quarterback into sending the ball to the flats, jump the route, and take it to the house. I've been due for that first interception. We've been so close multiple times, and finally, we make the big play. Not only individually we get the monkey off our back, but it puts Alabama back in the game. It gives us momentum going into the half. We're only down by 4. We're in this game, even though we have -3 yards on the ground. That's not great. 2nd and 10 here. Georgia starting at the 7-yard line as Stokes is going to get busy again. Tackle for loss in the backfield and run defense. Just because we're the man with our pick six doesn't mean we can't get active still near the line of scrimmage. That is still very much our bread and butter. 3rd down and 12 now for the Dogs with 5 to go in the 3rd. Can we carry over the momentum from the interception? Averill keeps it, and he wants nothing to do with the right shoulder of Kajai Stokes. And I don't really blame him. I don't think I would want to deal with that either, so probably a good decision to slide. Offense has given us nothing, though. The only touchdown by our team today is by me. In the flats again. Easy opportunity for a big hit, and I really didn't take advantage. I mean, I got the tackle for loss and an assisted tackle, but I could have made a bigger hit on the ball carrier. Stokes with a nice play there on 3rd down. Averill was able to scramble upfield to avoid the sack, but he doesn't get the first down. Great job by KJ to not let him. But the offense still isn't giving us anything. You know, the defense not tackling all the way to the end zone. A Georgia touchdown, and the Dogs lead it by multiple possessions. I would hate for that interception to go to waste. 21-13, so at least we got a field goal. 1-score game. Stokes has the tackle broken. I think my next upgrade is going to tackling, because that's still been an inconsistency of ours now through 4 years. We've gotten better, but that's 2 misses in this game in the second half. Averill's pass is batted down. Okay, the defense gets the stop. Do I trust the offense to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion? Not really. I mean, we've been better than the goofballs we had at LSU last year, but I don't know. Yeah, we don't score. Still some time left, 3.5+ minutes, so there is time to right the ship, I suppose. Stokes, big tackle in the backfield, another TFL. No sacks today for KJ, but he has been really good in run defense, and obviously at the interception. So basically the opposite of our first 4 games of the year. As that one is broken up, another stop by the defense. Georgia takes off maybe 75 seconds off the clock. We'll take that. That's more than enough time for the offense. Will they score? Can they tie the game? No. And Georgia's going to get it back with 1:27, looking to ice the game for good. It is a 2nd down and 11. Stokes sends pressure up the middle. It's caught for the first down. And the Dogs, despite the pick 6 by Kajai Stokes. Oh, wait, are they going to keep running plays? They could just kneel out the clock and end the game. I mean, I'll take the stat pad, I guess, with the tackle for loss. But, yeah, Georgia gets the win. No undefeated season for Alabama. Not great to lose our first SEC game of the year, although I did what I could. Multiple TFLs, obviously the pick 6, first interception of my career. 6 tackles for a loss to be specific, and a 27-yard house call. But losing this game kind of sucks. Luckily, with the 12-team playoff, we still have plenty of time to right the ship. Another Defensive Player of the Week for KJ as we look to rebound at home against Vanderbilt as we drop to number 8 in the poll. I still have confidence in the team. I like what we've gotten defensively. The offense has been a little inconsistent. It's been a bumpy road, but that's better than what we had previously at LSU, where instead of a roller coaster, it was just the golf cart that goes slowly through the amusement park, watching the up and down roller coasters, such as this Alabama offense. So we'll see what we can do here against the Commodores. I have not gotten a whole lot going individually, but we are up 10-0 as a team here in the second quarter. Defense is playing really well, which is nice. The offense is looking better than last week, even though I haven't really done a whole lot yet. Third down and 10, under pressure. Stokes cannot get by the offensive lineman. This left tackle is having a good day against us, as it's now 17-10. The Vanderbilt offense is starting to get rolling. Finally on the board with a tackle. It took the entire first half. Man, we are flying through this game. Only a minute plus to go in the third. There I am with a TFL. Not going to be a sack, unfortunately, because it did look like a read option. You know, Vanderbilt's in business, though. They're moving the ball down the field. They're only down by 7. Oh, I got lucky there. That was not good coverage. That could have been a big play. But the QB ultimately missed the throw. And Kajai's struggles in the rain continue. It's a 2-score game now, 20-10. The offense was able to get a field goal, so we had a cushion. We had some breathing room. Stokes in the backfield sending pressure, nearly getting the coverage sack. I wasn't originally supposed to blitz, but he wasn't throwing the ball. Another sack defensively, even though I don't have any. The team as a whole has been pretty solid in terms of getting to the quarterback. Ultimately, we would get the job done 20-10, even though I ended up doing nothing in this game. We were able to fly through it because, well, it was very uneventful for yours truly, but we'll take the win. 5-1 overall, taking a win in SEC play. Even though Kajai Stokes really did not show up. I had 3 tackles and 1 for a loss. That's it. So we are now halfway through our senior season. It looks like I failed my exams. Failing at the University of Alabama is embarrassing. I've noticed that we haven't gotten any storylines yet. We haven't talked to our advisor, no NIL deals. That's not me editing them out of the video. It's that we literally have not gotten any. I guess it's all ball and no extracurriculars. Look who's on the schedule this week. LSU, number 11, 6-0. Huron Kiwi Sonia Poulette's played a lot better this year, which makes me a little bit salty. So I go 6-6 in the regular season at LSU, and then the second I leave, the Tigers are 6-0. What happens? How does that make sense? I'm out for revenge. I do not want these guys winning this game whatsoever. I want to give Sonia Poulette a big hit in the backfield. I don't want to injure him. No bounty gate here. But I want to give him something he's going to feel tomorrow. Well, that's not great. A nice throw up the middle. LSU moving down the field. They took us off the field in the red zone, and LSU leads 7-0. Aside from me wanting revenge, this is a huge game in terms of the SEC landscape. 2 highly ranked teams. 2 teams fighting in the SEC for potentially conference championship placement, as Sonia Poulette is sacked in the end zone, not by me, but we do get the safety. 7-2. Offense has not given us much today. We know this LSU defense is quite good. Sonia Poulette under pressure. That one is somehow caught. I thought we were going to jump the route, get the interception. Ends up being a big play, though, after the reception. LSU did not score on that drive, but they ended up getting a safety later. It's 9-2. What an odd score. Stokes sending pressure, does not get there. We've done nothing in our revenge game. This is an embarrassing performance so far. We're now down 16-2. At least I sent pressure there. But again, a dud for KJ, who has really cooled off. We haven't gotten many sacks, if any, really, since the Ohio game. The pick 6 has sort of taken all of our momentum ever since then. Finally, at least we get a half sack, so that's something. We're on the board. We sacked our former quarterback, Sonia Poulette. Now we get our chance at the big hit. There we go. Big stop on third down. That's what we've been waiting for, and hopefully that play can reignite us a little bit. Now, it also does not help that the offense has scored 0 points today, and after playing well in non-conference, our offense has struggled in SEC play. This feels like the LSU and Tulane offenses I've had to deal with. Somebody please tackle him. Please. No. Okay. This game is not looking good. The whole reason why I wanted to come to Alabama was so I could beat LSU. we are getting punked out of our own stadium by LSU. Offense would add some points. We now have 12. Defense is getting some stops, I guess. But I'm not sure it's really going to matter. A minute left to go. LSU hoping for another first down or two, trying to end the game for good. Stokes in the backfield at TFL. We're going to have like 3 tackles for loss in this game. But I feel like I did not play my best football. 3rd and 10. Sonia Pulete under pressure evades. Why am I on the ground? Get up! At least we got the sack. Richard Holyfield brings him down, but it is not going to matter. 23-12. Another loss for Alabama as we drop this game to undefeated LSU, who looks to be for real. The Tigers are 7-0. They've matched their win total from last year. As for us, we're 1-2 in SEC play. If we want to make the conference championship, we certainly would have to win out. We would need some things to go our way. An at-large playoff bid looks probably more realistic at this point. We still would have to play close to perfect. 3 tackles, all for a loss, half a sack. Really not my best game. And it doesn't help that Jaron Kiwi Sonia Pulete significantly outperformed our quarterback. Not sure how to feel about that. We're hoping to get back on track on the road against Missouri. They had the same record as us, 5-2 overall, 1-2 in conference. They are unranked, though, while we are number 16. So there is certainly an easy avenue to get an at-large spot in the playoff, given that we're not that far out of the mix. I think we're probably like the 5th team out, which seems like a lot, but we have 5 games to get through, plus conference championships, and we're already on the board with an early sack. Got to get more of that. We have not been able to get many since our 5 spot against Ohio. 2nd and 15, trying to bait the quarterback into making the throw. I thought I had another pick 6. I thought that was a golden opportunity, and not only did we not get the interception, but the pass was caught by the Missouri running back. At least we're winning here, 7-3. The offense trying in the first quarter. Good play by the quarterback. I was going to try to make a play and run support. I end up getting the tackle anyway, though, in coverage. That'll bring us into the second quarter. Stokes, spin move, fumble, picked up by Alabama. A scoop and score for the Tide. And it's 14-3. The big man, Akeem Merriman, Mr. 71 overall, with the touchdown off the strip sack by KJ. I love seeing the creation of the turnovers. We only had 1 takeaway in our first 3 years of college, but now a pick 6, now a forced fumble, both of which end up as defensive touchdowns. No need to review that. Clearly a fumble. 14-3 going into the second half. Stokes is playing a lot better. I thought I was going to have to make another play in the backfield there. Oh my goodness, it's caught! Flipping over the defensive back, and a really good throw as well by Corbin Mixon. Minute 45 to go in the third, looking for sack number 3. Not able to get it there. Good throw up the middle by Mixon. He gets Missouri close to the red zone. They could easily make this a 1-score game and put themselves back in it, and our offense has only scored 7 points. Luckily, though, we've got this relentless pass rush, including Chantrell, number 68, who's a 72 overall. Seriously, how did these guys get on the field at Alabama? 3rd down and 19. Mixon under pressure. Nearly another sack by Stokes. We do get the stop, though. I will say we're obviously not going to get the sack production that we did from the Ohio game with 5, but we're sending a lot of pressure. We're continuing to make plays in the backfield. There's another one, forcing Mixon to throw out of the sack, and Missouri's going to punt it away. 40 seconds to go now in the third. It's an 11-point game on first down. Up the middle, another good tackle there by Stokes, continuing to make plays in run defense. 7 seconds to go, final play of the third for Missouri. Pump fake, Stokes with pressure, gets blocked by the running back, it's intercepted, another takeaway. Can we get the pick 6? Not going to happen, though, but we lead at 17-6 going into the fourth, and assuming we hold on, we only have a few teams we have to jump, and some of these teams ahead of us are bound to lose. Quiet fourth quarter for me individually as Alabama takes it 26-13. The Tide now sitting at a record of 6-2 on the year. I had a pretty good game, I think. Only 4 tackles, but we did have a couple of sacks, including a strip sack picked up for a scoop and score by Akeem Merriman. So with that, we have clinched a bowl, win number 6, And the avenue to a playoff spot is looking a little bit more clear as we are ranked number 14. Number 11 is the spot to get at. I know it's a 12-team playoff, but you got to account for the group of 5 team. So we would have to pass 3 teams within the span of, what, 4 weeks? I think we can do it. Now, we've got to keep fate in our own hands. We've got to keep winning. That starts here in Columbia, facing off against the Gamecocks of South Carolina. 2nd and 9. It's going to be a run to the right side. Somebody bring him down! Stokes is there to help finish off the play. Good run nearing the 45. South Carolina would score. They lead 7-0, but their next drive, they start at the 1. Perfect opportunity for the safety. I knew we were going to get 2 points as soon as I saw where they were on the field. Newcomb brings him down. Did we score off the safety? We do. I don't believe it. It's 9-7. Under pressure, hit as he throws. Good catch. And we sent an all-out blitz. There's nobody back there to tackle the receiver. And he's going to take it all the way. There is a flag, but I think I hit the quarterback late. So the flag will not end up mattering. Roughing the passer will be declined, and it's a touchdown for South Carolina. So the defense is not playing all that well so far. The offense has a score. Defense, not so much. 2nd down and 9. Looking to throw it. Short pass in the flat. Boom! Big hit by Stokes off the throw by Nick DeLuca as it's 1st down nearing the 2-minute mark in the first half. Up the middle. Another nice TFL for KJ. We're heating up here in the 2nd quarter. Now into the 2nd half. Still 14-9. Stokes tries to plow his way through the offensive line. It does not work. As South Carolina with a good run from Andres Chicolo nearing the 40. 2nd down and 2 now for South Carolina. Looking to potentially make it a 2-score game. Oh, that's too easy. Up the middle, up the gap like it's nothing. Stokes with the TFL. 2nd and 5 now. A little over a minute left in the 3rd. It's going to be a screen. Oh, another wide open. Oh, my God, I missed it. I was trying to go for the big hit rather than the conservative tackle. Did not work. I think we just got benched because of it. 24-9 for a team who kind of maybe has to win out. Not ideal to be down by 2 scores. Defense does get the stop, though. Our offense only with 1 touchdown today. Let's get another one here. No. I think we turned the ball over immediately because they had the ball at the 11-yard line and there was no time taken off the clock. Jet sweep, defense, another stop. There we go. Pivotal 3rd down here. Now, even if they get a field goal, it's still a 3-score game, so we really kind of need a turnover here. Stokes sending pressure for the end zone. Incomplete. Would have preferred an interception. I also would have preferred a better camera angle. South Carolina should kick the field goal, though. That should put them up by 3 scores, which they do. We ended up adding a touchdown, but is not looking good for the Tide. Down 27-16 in the 2-minute warning. Short throw for the running back. Another big miss. In hindsight, I would have gone for the big hit tackle again because we needed to get a turnover there, and that was the only way to do it. I know I looked like an idiot in the process, but we've got to get these big hits. As the tight end breaks the tackle, and that is going to do it. South Carolina defeats Alabama. We started the year 4-0. Undefeated in non-conference play. Since then, it has been shaky. 2-3 in the SEC. Any chance of the SEC title's out the window. Playoff, we need a lot to go our way. I think it's possible, but we're going to need some help. Not a great game from Stokes. Only 4 tackles, no sacks, as we are now number 25. We're going to have a lot of teams to jump. 11th in the SEC. At least Auburn's worse than us. I'm going to put some points into run stopping. The tackling has not been good enough. I'm also going to put some more into pass coverage, because we're now at 93 overall. Who knows if we're going to have a chance at the playoff. We already lost to LSU. We cannot lose to another rival, right? Hosting the Volunteers of Tennessee. Here in this next matchup, the Tide currently sitting at a record of 6-3. 2 more home games in our collegiate career. And then we head to Auburn for the Iron Bowl. Aside from pride and winning this game for a rivalry, good tackle there on 3rd down. If we want any chance of the playoff, we have to win this game. Tennessee is one of the teams we would have to theoretically lap. And then 4 losses is not getting us in. We have to win out, and we need help elsewhere. So it's good to see KJ making some plays early. A nice tackle there on the running back, Williams. No score still in the first. KJ looking good. Good coverage rep. Ball's out. It's a fumble. Tennessee does recover the strip sack, though, but the defense is looking good. That's Felix Newcomb who brings him down. 7-0 lead for Alabama, but that'll change quickly. The Vols respond, and we are knotted up at 7 apiece. Okay, looks like we have ourselves a game. Maybe these two offenses will make some plays. So following the Tennessee touchdown, they'll get it back nearing the 2-minute mark in the first half. Still tied at 7. What is going on? How did the running back zigzag like that? Good play by Stokes and friends to bring him down, but how did he do that? In the red zone, got to hold him out of the end zone. As that one is caught inside the 10. It's a first down inside the 5. Solid throw by the quarterback, Caleb Sims. And, of course, with these Tennessee playbooks, you know multiple playmakers on this offense are contenders for big-time awards. 12, 11, 10, tick, 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 tick. Not much time left in the half. Sims going for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. And Tennessee takes the lead going into half. Not great. They had the ball as well to start the third. They can add to it. Got to send more pressure. The pass rush from Stokes continues to be inconsistent since the big Ohio game as Sims scrambles for the first down. Stokes finishing on him from behind. What a freak. Up the middle. Nice throw. A big play for Tennessee. They're moving it well again. Our momentum is quickly shifting. We had the 7-0 lead, but the offense has given us nothing. The defense has played worse. Read option, first down. Caleb Sims inside the 10-yard line. They're moving it well. They're currently up 17-7. They should be able to add to the lead. A touchdown makes it a 3-score game. And unfortunately for us, that is kind of what they would do because they scored a field goal. Then they got a touchdown. Why did Sark take us out for pretty much the entirety of the fourth quarter? There's 2 minutes left. We're down by 12, and Tennessee has it in the red zone, so it doesn't look like we're going to win this game. I don't know why they ran another play here. They could have waited till the 2-minute warning. But why were we taken out of the game? I get we haven't played that well in this one, but taking your team captain, star defensive player, who's, again, the favorite to win most of the major defensive awards, out for most of the fourth quarter, I don't know about that, man. Tennessee gets the win over Alabama. And it looks like our playoff chances are officially cooked. So barring something wild, Kajai Stokes will not only not be winning a national championship in his collegiate career, only getting 5 tackles in this game, but after losing in the first round of the playoffs as a freshman, ironically to Tennessee, looks like we'll never make it back. We've still got 2 games to go. We've got to finish strong, and we are chasing some personal goals, some awards and records. We will be hosting Oklahoma for Senior Day. We've got the Iron Bowl against Auburn. Senior Day is a big deal. Rivalry game's a big deal. And then, of course, the Cheez-It Bowl. Who's not excited about the Cheez-It Bowl? We would be playing against the Maryland Terrapins if the season ended today. We want to end strong. We're still going for the sack record, even though the pass rush has not been great for us over the in-conference slate. There's still an off chance we can potentially get there. I think our career sack mark is in the high 30s. We'll take a closer look after this game to be sure. Under pressure, there's a sack. Not by me, but it's Akeem Merriman. If Alabama's looking for a bright spot this year, it's that this 71 overall defensive tackle is a menace. Under pressure, Stokes, fumble! Picked up by Alabama. Another strip sack for KJ, forcing the turnover. And the Tide have a chance to potentially score. Chantrell Evans, I think that's his last name, picks it up. Stokes bullying the offensive line. That ball is out. We have now forced 3 takeaways this year, all of which have come in SEC play. Alabama takes advantage of the turnover, and it's 7-0. Stokes with another. Oh, they're not going to give us credit. I thought I was there with the tackle. I guess not. I mean, I was kind of there to help, even though it's not going to show up in the stat sheet. Nearing the red zone. They're going to credit us for that one. A TFL scrambling around, trying to get the safety. It won't happen. That's actually a really nice throw. It gets them well out of safety territory. Eli Colley with a nice pass, and Oklahoma's getting a little something here. Now in the second quarter, past the 50. The offense for them is moving it pretty nicely. Colley looks to throw it under pressure. Another sack for Stokes, his second. Where has this been over the last month or so? Oh, there's a flag. But it's holding. Would I rather a 1st and 20 or a 2nd and 19? I'm going to decline the penalty. It gives us the down, and more importantly, it gives me the stats. So we do have 2 sacks after all. 2nd and 19. Trying to get number 3. I would have, but Akeem Merriman got there too quick. Not your ordinary 71. That'll make it a 4th down and 27. The defense playing a lot better than we did last week against Tennessee. The offense still kind of blows, but we would score 14-0 here in the 3rd. Why are they taking us out for such long periods of time, though? I don't get it. Could it be wear and tear? I've noticed my wear and tear has been worse this year than in previous years, so maybe that's it. That would be the only explanation. Otherwise, I don't know why Sark would be taking us out of the game. His usage of me has been, I feel like, kind of odd this season. I guess the grass really is not always greener. Tulane was not good enough to compete. LSU's offense was a bunch of trolls. And Alabama, kind of the same ordeal. Another tackle for loss, though. We're having a good game individually with the 2 sacks, handful of TFLs for our final home game. I wish they did more stuff for senior day, like in high school with like the flowers, the family. That'd be kind of cool. Another tackle for loss, though. 3.5 to go in the 4th. Looking for the shutout, up 21-0. Another tackle for KJ. We are flying around the field in what ends up being a 21-0 victory. Neither team scored after that point. So a good win for Alabama. It could put us back in the rankings. Now with the record of 7-4. KJ with one of his better games with the Tide. 10 tackles, 6 for a loss, 2.5 sacks. I thought we only had 2. We end up winning the Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC again. Still have never gotten the National Player of the Week, however. Josiah Stewart, interceptions, 2 PBUs, a fumble force, 2 fumble recoveries. It's close. 6 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, fumble force. I think you could argue either way. One more regular season game to go. Jalen Ferguson's sack mark is at 45 for reference. I'm at 41.5. So I would need to get 2 sacks over each of the next 2 games to get to 45.5. That's very doable. Not going to be easy, but it's possible. We just had 2.5 sacks last week against Oklahoma. I'm sure Auburn, our biggest rival, though, would love nothing more than to spoil our sack parade here in the Iron Bowl. Auburn's 5-6, so they are playing for their bowl eligibility. Final home game for the seniors. Could be their final game ever if they don't win. We've lost to our main rivals this year. We lost to LSU. We lost to Tennessee. But I will be damned if we go 0-3 and lose to Auburn as well. That would be a really bad look. And Stokes individually has not played very well in these rivalry games. Something to keep an eye on. We're already up 7-0, so that's a pretty good start. Running back up the middle, Stokes trips him up from behind. I'm trying to figure out where I can line up to be most effective as a pass rusher. Now that I have full control of the defensive playbook, I can pick whatever scheme I want to run. 14-7 now in the 2nd. I feel more comfortable as a linebacker, so I can blitz. If it's a run, I can adjust to the run, and I can still try to make a play. As an edge rusher, we've put up maybe a little bit more sack numbers this year, but I just feel more confident doing it as a linebacker, our natural position. Another sack for Akeem Merriman. What an animal. 3rd and 19. Auburn's chewing clock at the end of the first half. Hard to blame them. They don't want us to get the ball back before the start of the second half. QB looks to throw it. He got the running back open. Bad coverage by yours truly. Will NFL teams make Kajai Stokes cover? I don't know. They're certainly going to have him rush the passer. Another sack. 42.5 on the career. Auburn, though, is moving it kind of nicely down the field. Can we get him from behind? We don't. Not even a half sack. I thought we were going to make the play there. That would have been big for our quested history. Nearly did again. Back-to-back close calls. At least the defense will hold them to a field goal, though. Offense doing nothing early in the 3rd. Defense letting them go down the field. So the second half not starting particularly great for us. Now a 3rd down and 7. Looking to throw it under pressure. Stokes is doubled. And they don't get the first down. Greg Hunt only gains 6. Do you go for it? Do you take the points? Auburn decides to kick the field goal. Alabama adds a touchdown. We're up by 8. Long ball wide open. Who's covering him? A long touchdown for the Tigers. That was pitiful defense. I mean, absolutely disgusting. The corner should be ashamed of himself. Auburn will go for 2, try to tie the game up at 21 with under 6 to go in the 4th. Under pressure, broken up in the end zone. The Tide hold on to the lead. We're only up by 2. Offense, please, chew some clock. Okay, we took around 3 minutes off. We don't score, though. And now the defense has to get the stop. Big hit for KJ. It didn't give us the stat notification that credited us for the tackle, though. I don't know if they're going to give it. Why are we out of the game? Sark! What are you doing? Auburn is in field goal range. That's all they need to win. Why is he taking me out in these clutch spots? Oh, no. It's a rushing touchdown. Auburn takes the lead. I mean, from Sark's mismanagement of me here in the 4th quarter to now this touchdown, we have to put this game in the hands of the offense. And we're not going to do it. We lose to Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Alabama losing to LSU, Tennessee, and Auburn in the same season. What a disappointment for the Crimson Tide. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem, like that LeBron tweet. LSU struggles with me, plays really well without. Alabama plays really well until I'm here. I broke the SEC sack record, which is not entirely accurate because I was at Tulane for 2 years. I didn't actually break the sack record. And even if I did, I broke the previous SEC sack record multiple weeks ago. I'm at 42.5. The previous record was like 35. Set actually not that long ago. I researched. It was Will Anderson. Heisman Trophy winner Ty Hawkins of Sam Houston. Look at the Bearcats. Heisman Trophy. Sam Houston also had a receiver super high on the Heisman list. Stokes wins the Chuck Bednarik Award, again as the best defensive player in the country. We win the Bronco Nagurski Award as the best defensive player in the country. Again, we win the Dick Butkus Award as the best linebacker in the country. Again. First team All-SEC. First team All-American. And our bowl game is the Really Quest Bowl against number 12 Ohio State. Interesting. So the Buckeyes being number 12, they would be the first team to miss out of the playoffs while we are unranked at 7-5. So either Ohio State's going to be really pissed and kill us, or they're going to do what Florida State did after going undefeated. They're not going to care. They're going to fall flat, and they're going to suck. Like when FSU lost by like 60. This is it. The final career collegiate game for Kajai Stokes. I'm going to use all 8 points I have remaining. I'm going to put some into pass rush. I have 4 left. We're going to go awareness for both. 95 overall. 42.5 sacks. I'm going to need 3 to break the record. It's certainly not going to be easy. I think we only have 3+ sacks in a game once this year, the Ohio game. Not going to be easy, but we're certainly going to go for it. Our final collegiate game of the series. Stokes has now played in over 50 college football games, whether it has been at Tulane for 2 seasons, winning the American Athletic as a freshman and making the playoff, and then the team disappointed as a sophomore, and then transferring to LSU where the team disappointed as a junior, and then transferring to Alabama where the team disappointed as a senior. I mean, from Tulane not being good enough to LSU's offense to Sark not using me in the big spots, I don't know what it is. I feel like none of that is my fault, but this is 3 teams in a row where it hasn't worked. At some point, when am I the problem? Well, we're going to enjoy this last game while it lasts. Pitiful display of tackling here by the Alabama defense. They're going to call us on a roughing the passer, so the touchdown will still count. I mean, can we at least look like we're trying? I'm going for the sack record. I'm still going for it. You know, most NFL draft prospects, as good as myself, would not be playing in the Really Quest Bowl. We would be sitting and preparing for the draft, but not me. I've got better character than that. I've only played at 3 schools in 4 years. As we're there with the tackle. First down, though, for Ohio State. Nice play in the backfield. Quarterback unable to make a play there. 7-3. The offense hopefully can, do something for us as we simulate to our next appearance. And it will not be for a little... Look at that score. They took us out for a bit, and it's 21-3. The teammate grade is a D+. This is trending south fast. Our last college game is looking ugly. We were down by 3 scores in the first half. Again, I don't know why Sark took us out of the game. Doesn't make sense. Can we send some pressure? Not able to get the sack there. And our chances of breaking the sack record have diminished a lot. Not just because we don't have any sacks yet, but Ohio State's going to be running the ball for much of the second half since they're up by so much. we can't really get a sack on a play that, we're running the ball. Minute left in the half. At least our teammates are getting sacks. Eric Kugbila brings him down. Everybody else is eating, but I want to eat. The big dog needs a little bit more food at the plate. 42.5 sacks is really darn good for a Mike linebacker. I certainly did not see that coming going into this series. But I was hoping to break this damn record. Okay, here's a nice play and interception. Could this be the change of our fortunes? Down by 18 points in the third quarter? No, it's not. But at least Ohio State starting in their own end zone. Stokes with the safety. We're going to score in our final collegiate game at least. I wish it was a sack. But hey, we can't win them all. 21-5. It's a two-score game. If you score a touchdown and a two-point conversion, we're fully back in it. That would require the offense to score a touchdown and a two-point conversion, which is too big of an ask. Pressure in the backfield. They're not going to credit us even for half a sack. As this clock continues to go down in the fourth and as Ohio State continues to run the ball, I don't think the sack record is going to happen. Shout out to Keem Merriman, though. What a great teammate. 71 overall, plays like his jersey number, a 99. What an animal. Even if we're not going to be able to get sacks, let's maybe at least make plays in run defense. I've mostly been using myself as a linebacker today. I'm going to switch that. Try to get some more snaps as an edge rusher. I figure I might as well change something as the high pass is incomplete from the quarterback Cobb. Another chance for the offense. 5.5 minutes left and they don't do anything with it. Ohio State gets it back for what could be our final collegiate drive. Trying to push him back for the TFL. They're not going to credit me with the tackle. 2-minute warning, 2nd and 12. We're going to get by the lineman. Unable to get the sack. Tripped over myself late as Cobb throws it away, and it is a 3rd and 12 for Ohio State. A few first downs away from ending this game and ending KJ's collegiate career as the long ball is incomplete. We'll see if the offense stays on the field the rest of the way or if KJ will get one final drive as a college football player, and it looks like we will be back out there. Minute 17 to go. Ohio State has it on the goal line. We're going to potentially score a late touchdown here as the running back gets it, and Stokes is there to help with the tackle, more like the running back butting his head into me. I'm going to use our timeouts because why not? Might as well get as many opportunities to add some extra stats. Okay, there we go. A nice tackle for loss. Stokes had over 100 TFLs in his collegiate career, that likely the last. Ohio State is not going to score on 3rd and goal. That'll make it a 4th down. This could be KJ's final collegiate play, a 4th and goal with 1:03 to go at the 1. Running back gets it, and he stopped. I didn't get the stop, but our teammates did. That feels like a fitting ending. I've played on some really good defenses at Tulane and LSU and Alabama. It's a shame they can't do all the scoring, though. 21-5. I scored 2. The rest of the team scored 3. And to think we were so optimistic after starting 4-0. The offense was playing well through the non-conference slate. And then everything just crashed and burned. I mean, that was an utter collapse by an Alabama team who was ranked as high as number 2. We're going to finish the year 7-6, unranked, asking ourselves what if. 6 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a safety for Kajai Stokes in his final collegiate game. So we'll quickly recap his 4 seasons and wrap things up. Turned into a really, really good player. First year at Tulane, figuring out the position. Then we got 12 sacks. Good year at LSU. 16.5 sacks this year. Where's our safety? I guess they're not counting it. We got to see more takeaways this year. The pick 6 against Georgia. And then 2 strip sacks. Getting one against Vanderbilt. And then a few weeks later against Oklahoma. The team success obviously was never there. Alabama disappointed with us. LSU disappointed with us. But it's hard to blame me. I mean, I won the Bednarik-Nagurski, the Butkus Award as the best defensive player in the country 2 years in a row. 326 tackles, 120 for a loss, 42.5 sacks, 1 interception, 3 fumbles forced, I believe 3 fumbles recovered, finishing off as a 95 overall. That is pretty darn good. We'll see who ended up winning the national championship. That will go to the Miami Hurricanes. Michigan loses in the title for a 3rd time in 4 years. Fun to see myself high on the list of awards. Where's the Butkus? Okay, where's Bucket? Oh, he's at the bottom. But there we are, twice in a row. Let's look at the trophy case. Oh, wait, there is none. That's disappointing. But that's going to wrap things up. I hope you guys enjoyed the mini-series. It was definitely different using a linebacker. I've never used a linebacker in like a player career mode, but I had fun with it. Using myself in different ways in coverage as an edge rusher. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more College Football 26 content. For the final time in the Kajai Stokes Road to Glory series. Peace out.